Hello everybody, it's me, the Real Local Maniac. I'm back again with another game review. Now, as you can see from the title screen there, I'm playing F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. Now, this is probably one of my all-time personal favourite games on the 16-bit console. I absolutely love it. Now, the reason why I'm playing this game is, in the last podcast, me and the guys, the 1HMPS guys, we mentioned F-Zero, and it got me thinking about how much I haven't played this game in a while, and I thought, I love this game, I've got to give it a go. So I'm going to go for the little blue car there, or hover thing, whatever it is. Let's check this out. Now, this was one of the first games that came out on the Super Nintendo, and I tell you what, it still looks amazing to this day. Now, but back when I first got it, I was completely blown away by it, totally blown away about how good this game looked, how it sounded. I mean, I had seen stills of it before, like in magazines, but to see it in action was just out of this world. I love that. Look at that. Look how amazing the graphics are. They still look very futuristic. Even by today's standards, they look nice and simple, but back in the days, I was completely wowed by this. Now, some of the things that do actually help this game is how good it plays. It really is a really addictive, simple, but playable game. I mean, as races goes, it is fantastic. Every time you do a lap, you basically get your little S thing there, which is like a little speed turbo boost thing, and hit that, and your little hover car thing just speeds up. You end up going fast. Now, that yellow thing on there, that powers you up. You've got your power bar at the top right corner. And basically, if it sort of depletes right down to you've got nothing, your car blows up. So you've got to be really careful. In the first couple of levels, it's pretty easy to try and maintain that. You don't really hit many corners or anything like that. So it's pretty easy. You just accelerate. You have got a brake button as well, and you've got the the turbo button and the trigger buttons at the top, L and R. They sort of like help you go around corners, or you can just tap them slightly if you want to move a little bit to the side and so on. But let's talk about the music in this game. Guys, listen to this. This is probably my favourite tune out of the game. Now, how amazing does that sound? That sounds absolutely fantastic. I love it. It's absolutely amazing. Now, like I was saying before, it's a pretty basic sort of racer, but compared to all the racers that had come out before that on other previous consoles, I mean, when I first got my Super Nintendo, it was the first console that, in my eyes, I had seen sort of like Mode 7. I hadn't seen graphics like that in a home console before that. Before that, I'd had my ZX Spectrum, I had my Sega Master System, 8-bit NES, even my Sega Mega Drive. So when I got this, first of all, again, wowed by the graphics, but once I got past the graphics, I saw how amazing this game plays. It's so addictive. It just, like I said, the game draws you in. The first two levels aren't difficult at all, but from the third level onwards, it becomes really competitive, and you've got to really try. And even then, you might mess up, but you still find yourself going back to it. It's a great game, and it has had a few sequels. You've had a few sequels on the Game Boy Advance. You've had like a F-Zero X on the N64, which was absolutely amazing as well. I still prefer this one, even though I think the other one's slightly better. I prefer this one, like I said on the podcast, for nostalgia reasons. It was the first one I had. I'm not saying this game isn't, as playable as the other one. I think the other one's slightly more playable. But this... wow, what an amazing game. Again, look at the graphics. Look how everything just moves around. Now, I know Super Mario Kart showcased a Mode 7, but it didn't do it at that speed. And the music is just out of this world. Completely out of this world. Whoa, look at that. Now, I'm not doing too bad, actually. I'm on first place. The thing is, with this level here that I'm actually on, you've still got to concentrate, even though it's simple. You've got to make sure that you don't get complacent, because otherwise you end up messing up. I try not to slow down on this level. I'll try and go as fast as I can, one speed. So far, like I said, okay, I've got to slow down that big corner there. But a lot of them, just by simply pressing L and R, it helps you sort of like power slide around the corner. Look how good this game is. I mean, like I said, guys, by today's standards, okay, the graphics aren't ultra amazing, but back in the days, there was nothing quite like on it. You know, I hadn't seen anything like with the screen moving around like this properly, apart from the arcade machines. And I do believe from the Super Nintendo onwards, that's when the 16-bit consoles or home consoles started really competing with the arcade machines. Because before that, like even on the ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and maybe even the 8-bit NES, you know, you had your conversions and stuff like that. It tried to look like the arcade as much as it could, but you had some amazing conversions on the Super Nintendo, and you had games that looked like arcade quality. I mean, this game, you know, if I hadn't known it was on the Super Nintendo, I probably would have thought it was an arcade racer. And it plays like an arcade racer, basically, you know. And that's what, you know, works with this game. It probably is one of my favourite races ever. It's an amazing game, absolutely fantastic. Now, guys, I will be doing loads more videos this month. I'll be doing 8-Bit Wars, Chase HQ, I'll be doing Batman on the Game Boy, plus many more. So yeah, as always with my videos, they're always going to appear on the site, which is 1hourmonthlypodcastshow.co.uk, and then later on in the month they'll end up appearing on YouTube, but you guys, you get them here first. Whoa, I messed up there. But again, if you can, do yourself a favour, you've got yourself a Super Nintendo, haven't played this in ages, or you haven't played it, play it again, because it is simply that good. Alright guys, I'm the Real Local Maniac, and I shall see you next time.